Can I go?
I have. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was like this, and then like this.
Hey, is that are you reflecting the boil?
Huh?
You only snoot it?
Death.
So very close. Give me some direction.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. And you can't see my hand, right?
No.
Oh, good. Yay, good.
I'll just do it. All right. Got it?
I'm rolling.
All right. Quiet, everybody.
Oh. Oh. Sorry. Seriously.
all right.
We thought you were filming a porn. Let me begin again. Sorry.
Stop!
Sorry.
You just told Austin Access we're making a porn.
I know. Sorry. We're not.
Yeah, but they'll edit that out. It's a story about a guy that goes to a gypsy to get horse racing pics. And the gypsy, of course, won't tell him any horse racing pics, and he gets upset, and so, gets mad at the gypsy and starts to leave. And the gypsy's like, I looked into your soul, like you gotta pay me for what you've gotten. The guy is like, I'm not gonna pay you, gypsy. And so the gypsy curses all of the money in his pocket, and that money ends up just going from one person to the next, to the next, to the next, and just like causing absolute, just horrible chaos until it gets back to the gypsy again, and then she ends up basically learning her lesson about curses. Yeah, this is the scene where Bob gives the bill to Cindy, and so Cindy, as soon as she gets it, she gets bitten by, this bug, and this boil just starts growing on her neck, and she starts getting more sick and more sick. And then these two bank robbers bust in the place and rob her, so it's just another part of the curse. It's just like, every scene is supposed to be just like building on itself, like it gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse.
It's funny. I mean, the whole thing. It's like, oh, this cursed $100 bill. Oh, it keeps wrecking everyone's life. It is a funny story. And the part with the robbers, which we have not yet shot, that's going to be very funny. So I'm really looking forward to that. I keep saying, I hope. I'm supposed to look horrified when I turn around and see them. I'm afraid I'm going to laugh because they're supposed to be real campy and funny. So, dark humor, I guess. Yeah.
I think what's going to happen is we're going to come in and it's going to kind of be like in the background. They're going to see us come in and start gagging the security guard guy there, and then we're going to work our way up here and then just rob her, I guess.
When you pull him out, Stephen, you come over and get the chair whenever he's secure, basically, and go for it.
When he's out of frame over there.
And what I'm hoping is that here's what we'll do. You bring him down to the floor.
Okay.
And then you come and do the chair, and you take the keys up there and do that. And you cover him as soon as you get the chair back.
Okay, so I get the chair, then come
You
up
get the
there.
chair, and then you go in there. All right? Just tie him up, and then you cover him the whole time, and you drag him out of frame.
How do you want him tied up? Like you want hands or just like wrap around?
I just wrap around twice around like 2 or 3 times around the top, and then go around the hands. Yeah.
Okay.
All right? Let's see. A little more.
A little more of it in my mouth?
I'm just saying a little more wound up.
You got a cleaner one?
I think we'll just go with. And I'll stay on long enough to make. Yeah, that's perfect. Come on, that wasn't that bad.
Okay.
All right. Nate. I'll do it. Pictures up. Quiet, please. Rolling. Action. Cut. That was it. That was perfect. That was exactly right.
That was great. I didn't see any of the blocking until it was out.
That was perfect. That was absolutely perfect.
Some of the stuff that happens is ridiculous, but he's trying to play it more as comedy, and you know, that's a big part, I think, as far as the style is you know, I mean, like there's the gypsy shop scenes, and all those are shot more kind of like in lighting wise, at least they're a little more film noir-ish, I guess, as in, you know, very heavy kind of divided shadows and lots of different colored lights and things like that. A lot of what Brandon really brought, as far as it was good stuff visually for us, was, you know, they're like gags essentially. You know, that's what they're called. You know, we cut to an airplane, and in the airplane is a pilot, you know, and he's drinking. You know, again, completely ridiculous. It could have been so much more ridiculous, but there's a box of golf balls in the back of the plane, and he kind of, you know, takes a pull and, you know, kind of hangs because of it, and the balls just fly right through and knock open the door. And we shot, you know, 500 golf balls. We had a cherry picker, and they just dropped directly onto that car, and that's why the windshield is completely shattered on it. It didn't really do too much body damage. I mean, that's a big part of what I think makes the movie different, is specific visual gags like that. So.
You know, the tape is nice and all, but I like having the instant dailies basically from, we capture directly into actually it's really backup, it's hard drive backup, because you actually get live AVI capture, like straight, it's exactly what they're capturing on the tape, just in a fancy little hard drive, and it's great, like I would never, when we have to shoot without it, it's like shooting without my arm, like it stinks.
This right here is 35 millimeter, you know, still photography lens. What it does is it takes the lens from the DVX and it shoots into this box, and inside this box is a piece of spinning ground glass. What this lens is actually doing is shooting the image that's produced by the 35 millimeter lens. By recording like that, it's a little more similar to how film is recorded. It kind of imitates the gate or whatever is how it's processed, and so it gives it much more of a controllable picture. Like when you have the regular zoom lens, you can't really specify shots, but with something like this, I mean, you can do, you know, zooming in and, you know, getting the specific depth of field that you're looking for in a shot or whatever.
And action.
I was gonna ask you to give us all the money or I kill you, but that doesn't sound like much of a threat. But we'll take the money anyway. You don't want to do that.
Cut. Back to one. Wade, can you hold your gun a little bit lower? And don't, like I said, don't jump in like that. He has to tilt up to cover you when we get the boom shadow.
He was a pre-med major. Very good in science and very technical. That just encouraged him to go that direction. So he stopped pre-med and switched over to writing and professional writing and theater and movie-related kind of things. And when he got out of school, he and his brother, who is 5 years older than he is, just got a bug to start doing this, and they opened a studio. And I have a art background. I'm a designer, and so that kind of put me in a niche for helping him draw for sets. And his dad he's a accounting background, so he kind of heads up and oversees the business side of it. And Brad does production.
Brandon interned at Universal, and then he went to the Cannes Film Festival and came back and finished college. And then when he finished, he got a job working on a movie. He asked me if I wanted to do it with him, and so I was tired of my job, so I quit. I've been doing it ever since, so that's pretty much how we did that. But it is unusual, I guess, to have your parents on set, but we're a pretty close family, so I'm glad to have them around.
It would seem, you know, strange to be doing these things without my family. I depend on them for so many things in my life. Like, yeah, they've all been great. Yeah.
You did good.
That was perfect. That was absolutely perfect.
It's a wrap.
That's a wrap on our bank guard. Movie.
Well, then I think I'll just change clothes and go have me a little
hottie toddy.
gin and
Gosh
tonic.
almighty. Change clothes and step across the street.
That's right. Go over the edge.
Our goal was to create a short film that we enjoyed making and that people enjoyed watching. That was it. You know, now that we've wrapped and everything, I think that's the only editing will tell, but I think we certainly have some good stuff in the can.